it's time to talk about the best metal albums of April. And we're going to be talking about the newest album from Tobias Forge's band Ghost, Skeleta. And I got a lot to say about this album because, man, was it awesome. So, before we get into the Ghost review, I just want to get into some of the best metal albums of April. All right, so stick around. I got some good stuff coming. All right, so first band I have for April, I got Magnolia Park. These guys get labeled as octane core. Honestly, I don't care. All right, some octane core bands are pretty cool and they got a good vibe about them. And Magnolia Park, uh, the lead singer is black. He brings kind of like a Seven Dust type of vibe to it with uh, some new metal, some metalcore, clean vocals. Um, you know, lots of kind of electronic beats. It's a fun album. The album's called Vamp. It's got a vampire on the cover, which has got a bald head, and yeah, I like some of the Shallow was a good song. That's the song they play on Octane. Uh, kind of like Sweet Theory, not to be confused with Sweet Token. Sweet Theory, these are bands, they're trying to claw their way up to the festivals, and honestly, I hope to see Magnolia Park. Next up, I have a real brutal one. I got some deathcore with Cabal. Everything rots. Man, the cover is just gross. Just looking at this cover, it's gross. It's nasty. You got the maggots in the mouth, and it's, and just you. I'll tell you what, the cover kind of put me off. I'm like, listen, this is gonna be some gross stuff. I don't want to listen to it. Put it on. I was just like, it was just like, oh man, like I was just like, your net's gonna hurt. Your net's gonna hurt because you're gonna be like, it's just like such a. It might be that right now it's my favorite deathcore album of the year. Next up, got another deathcore album. It's more death metal, but the Lithuania death metal band named Crypts of Despair, and We Belong in the Grave is the name of the album. It's a real dark album. Like, make sure you're in the mood for this. Make sure you're in the mood for some death metal, some grave death metal. This is not a clean album. This is just like, we're talking like 90s Cannibal Corpse. All right, that if you're a death metal fan, that's a good sign. You know, you know that's the good stuff. And no, it's an awesome album. And yeah, no, check them out. All right, I have some albums from last month that I forgot like the metal community's a little spotty. You don't know who to trust. Someone tells you to listen to one thing. So I have Benediction, Ravage of Empires. So this is some old school death right here. We're talking some deicide mixed up with some exhorter. It's good stuff. Benediction. I don't know their whole discography, but I did like this album. I do like their stuff. 80s death metal. Check it out. And the next one I have Dawn of Ouroboros, Bioluminescence. I love her vocals, and it's a weird type of death metal band. There's moments where it feels like shoegaze and then ramps it up into like something that you would hear from Arch Enemy. It's kind of like, yeah, it's good. Check out Dawn of Ouroboros. Of Ouroboros. I can't pronounce that, but they're a good metal band, death metal band. All right, and as promised, all right, here we go. Let's talk about Ghosts. So, I joke around and call them Scooby-Doo metal. Like, I just, like, I don't know if you heard that. I've heard that, but it got around, and I've seen people say that the Ghost sounds like Scooby-Doo metal. I think that got around to Tobias Forge, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm Scooby-Doo metal, and he cranked it up to like 11, because this is the most 80s Ghost album. I've heard, and I love it. Like he's heard he's read all the bad Reddit's takes on Ghost, and he said, you know what, that's who I am, and he just I like this album. This is my favorite album since Prequel. Uh, Meloria and Imperator, you know, that had Hunter's Moon on it, and I love Hunter's Moon because it's on Halloween soundtrack. But so Skeleta starts with Peacefield, Witchner, Satanize is the radio hit, and but my favorite songs are Misala Amori, Cenotaph, and God and Light. And I just, when I heard those songs, I was like, oh my god, this is so horror movie Halloween. Definitely listening to this album. I'm gonna replay this album for Halloween because this is a must play Halloween album. All right, thanks for sticking around today. All right, let's rock out to the next month. All right, peace out. Hell yeah.